that'd be deadly, bro. I would be like, yes, that team that's that is like bringing out 5 machine guns and just spraying and praying people every single day. Like that's what I'm thinking right now. But like, you want to know what I don't like about the NBA, man, is that a lot of guys and a lot of officials don't want to approve the fact that you know that teams want to get better, and then teams want to get these players very badly, and then they just don't see it to be that good of a trade, and then they have to say yes to that because that's what they were trying to prevent when Chris Paul was going to go to the Lakers. But guess where he went now? He went to the freaking Los Angeles Clippers. But see, that's why when all these superstar players went to all these more semi-okay teams, like that's what kind of made the talent kind of mush. Like didn't really blend in too well. They kind of just put it inside a blender, and then the blender just didn't work. So that's how I thought of it. Yeah, I know, right? Dude, there are some really good D League players. Let me tell you something. I've always thought of guys like Keel Carr. He would fit in well to a team like I don't know, Brooklyn, because they were talking about that a few days ago. Because I like him a lot. I respect his game a lot because even though he is short, he can still make a good NBA team. That's like not the best team coming out of like the Eastern Conference, but he would fit in perfectly. But that would just come to show like he's one of the best D League players to come out of that league. Like he's amazing, but NBA teams just don't seem to be a huge, really good player to fit into their team. But I just disagree with that. A lot of D League players have potential. Yeah, they never get looks because it's all about the bigger names that done it so well in college. Like, but that goes the same for Vander Blue. Vander Blue, he wasn't like he did good at Marquette, but like he just got picked up by the Lakers to play for them. So that just comes to show like it just took them that long for a team like Los Angeles, one of the best franchises to play for, to have them look at him. And then what's going to happen when a guy like Clay Anthony Early, whose season did not really go too well, in my opinion, and I just feel like what happens if he goes to the D League? All these players that I thought that were gonna make some noise, like a guy like Jared Cunningham, like that guy, like I think he's in the D League right now, in my opinion. And literally, I've thought of him to be a good player. Maybe some potential guys that will be sent to the D League, like Os. Oh, no, like his name is, like Andre Roberson. Like, I think he might get sent to the D League because he's not doing that much. Just guys that don't even belong in the NBA, like will get sent to the D League. Like, I just think maybe another guy like Nick Stauskas, he might get sent. Plus I just think like with the rookie class of 2000, um, 15, right? No, 14. Yeah, class of 2014 wasn't that good. Wasn't that good this year? Really wasn't. Like all these draft picks were just complete, fuck ups. That's how I think of them. None of these draft picks never cared to make their careers any better. They didn't commit themselves to become better players. And the NBA is just gonna kick them out soon enough once they realize that they're not getting any more money, and And they're still getting money, but they're just playing in the D League. Once they realize that they're in the D League, then they'll understand to work harder. And they actually want to get that ring, or they want to get that most valuable player. Just because you see a workout video of that player doesn't mean he's going to become the best. Like, you know, that's what really frustrates me. When I see, like, on Hoop Mixtape or Ball is Life, like, you see guys like Emmanuel Mudiay putting in that work, but what happens if Emmanuel Mudiay gets into, like, a crazy situation in the NBA, which forces him to, like, not become a good player anymore? Like, you never know what the future holds for all these players. Huh? That's what I mean. Yeah, that's another thing. Because I was very sad when Julius Randle got hurt. Like, the very first game, when I heard that man, Julius Randle, got hurt, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And I just knew that the injuries were gonna start building up. Doug McDermott got hurt. Let's see. Like, there's plenty of other, you know, great NBA rookies that got hurt that I can't remember. I think Andrew Wiggins, he got hurt for a little bit. Joel Embiid, he got hurt. Like, all these great picks that were just taken into the grinder and bam, they got spit out. Like, that's what I was thinking. Jabari Parker hurt. Like, like, the list goes on. You know, and really, they're gonna have to prove it in their sophomore year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think Julius Randle is gonna have to come out with a bigger statement for next year? Like, do you think, like, like, if they just do terrible next year, like literally, like, that boot will start kicking them, like, right out of, like, the league real quick. So. Yeah. Yeah, he's done for.
The enemy has defused the charge on objective Bravo. Someone get up there and fix it.
Yeah, but let's see, like, you, like, from how you're saying it, it just makes perfect sense. Like, you know, like, because, like, for my favorite player, even though he's done decent, Derrick Rose, he's the perfect example of an athlete that does not care about, you know, how bad of, like, a, you know, like, a torn, you know, like, ACL or slash meniscus, you know, like, injury, like, will hurt him. He will still go back into the gym and still prove to the NBA that he's still, you know, a very good point guard. And that's what these rookies need to do in order to stay in the NBA, because people come to see a really good game and people want you to play for the love of the game. They don't want you to play for money. Like, that's how I see it, bro. Yeah. Like, you know, like, what happens if, like, because if we're talking about rookies getting injured, why not all the bigger names like LeBron James getting injured? Like, the only injury I've seen out of him was a broken nose, and then maybe a tension knee, but that's because he kind of messed it up in the finals, I think, when he played for the Miami Heat, right? Yeah. But why don't you hear about that? Like, why can't we talk about the bigger superstars in the NBA? Like, why do we have to talk about rookies? Like, why can't superstars like Chris Paul have a downfall? Which, you know, I don't think he's had a downfall with, you know, like, injuries, but some players in the NBA are gifted to, like, you know, lucky. Well, you know, like, I would just say lucky to not get hurt. So. Some of them, not all of them. You know, just sucks seeing someone get hurt that quick. But then once you realize, like, that they're back in action, just making buckets, killing it. That should just make them a lot better. Yeah, but I'm excited for next year. Next year is going to be a really. Next year will be a redemption year. But definitely a lot of teams will start to realize that they need to get better, and their rookies need to start proving to the NBA that they belong, like, to the league. Because I'm just trying to figure out, like, who's really gonna want to pick who's really gonna want to keep guys like Jabari and them if they don't bring anything to the table. And then on top of that, who's really going to become that dedicated #1 draft pick? And everybody says Karl Anthony Towns will be the #1 draft pick. But what about Jalil Okafor? You know, like, that's a lot to talk about. The reason why I think Towns will go first over than Okafor, and I want that to happen because I want Okafor to go to New York, because it just fits so well with them. The Knicks need a center very badly. They don't have a power forward. They were looking at Kaminsky? Ugh. See, now, like not to pull out the race card, but like, why do they gotta look at like the more whiter people? Like, they gotta look at, like, Jalil, man. They gotta look at, like, guys that want the championship, like, people that made a name. Nah, plus I'm just messing around, but nah, what? I think Kaminsky would fit well. Kaminsky is a very versatile post playmaker, bro. I like him a lot. And think about it. Think about it. You have Kaminsky, but I was thinking, like, damn, like, if you have like the Splash Brothers, like Kaminsky and Decker on New York Knicks, that would be crazy. Nah, Decker's going somewhere. Decker's going somewhere else. He's going to, like, the Kings or the Bucks, somewhere far away. He will never come back. Dude, I would be shocked if your Celtics got Decker. But the reason why I say that is because the Celtics, they pick up guys like Decker. They pick up guys who can shoot. You really think about it, they pick up guys who love to shoot. Plus, like, the guys that I like from the Celtics is definitely Avery Bradley. He's definitely gotten better. Yeah, that's one person. One person can't carry the whole team. That's why you were saying that they need more weapons. Yeah. Yep. I'm just curious about who the Lakers are going to draft. Because the Knicks, they were saying that they were going to draft, like, probably Moutier. They don't need a point guard. That's what I mean. Like, why would you get Moutier? Get Okafor. Okafor fits very well with that team. And on top of that, my team. Well, New York got 4. Yeah, my team has #4 pick. I want to say the Timberwolves got the #1 pick, I think. Unfortunately, 76ers got #2. Ah, no. But hey, man, if they get Kaminsky, you know, like, I will feel very, very happy about that team. You know, like either or, Kaminsky or Jallo Okafor. Yep, they need a center and power forward, bro. They need two big trees that can rebound and have some good post game. And yeah, they will be starting. They are definitely starting. They're definitely gonna be making some noise in New York. But Melo is ready. He knows what's coming. Like he's gonna change that team real quick, whatever he has to do. That's why that I like Melo. Melo is a leader, bro. He makes everything better. That's why that I've always cared to like, seeing what Melo does in practice. Because when you really think about it, Melo's game is mostly the post or he goes for the three. And you rarely see him take any layups. He's not like that. He's not slashy. But yeah. Yep. He's just a big guy taking it to the rack. Which I just think if you keep Tim Hardaway Jr., that's your two, and then for number one, like, because I was gonna ask you if they kind of bump up Shane Larkin to be number one instead of Jose Calderon, but you still need a point guard that's good, that's very crafty. So you might need Jose Calderon to be that guy. Which I just think Jose Calderon, he kind of fits in perfectly with that team. Because what happens if you put Shane Larkin on that team? That's what I'm thinking. Like Shane Larkin's more of a bench player than to be a, like because I don't see the starter in because I don't think he's a starter yet. If you give him like maybe a good one more year and he proves it, then I'll probably consider it. But yeah, I think Jose Calderon, he fit that starting position. It's just that I was hoping someone a little bit more quicker than him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna go up against guys like Westbrook. Like, hello, that's just not right. Like that's just a total mismatch. Or if the Knicks want to play that zone defense, just getting back on the court and making sure like nobody doesn't get overtired, that messes up the defense, then maybe a guy like Jose Calderon could fit much perfectly, like into that mix. Like what really angers me is like if the Knicks pick up a guy like Frank Kaminsky, or if they pick up like another guy but he's a guard, then what does that say? Like that doesn't really mean that like New York didn't do well in their draft picks. But I was gonna say back to the point guard position. I think they already have a good point guard. They have Langston Galloway, which he's actually pretty decent. I actually like him. He's yeah, they can. Like because Langston. He only played like because he got signed during the season, so that's what I was thinking. Langston definitely got signed during the regular season, so I'd say he averaged well over 10, 15 points a game. he's good, my man. He has that heart. He has that heart. You know,